Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Conversations with the Curious. If you are here to see the podcast and the discussion itself, please look at the timestamp down below and you will find exactly what time that starts. So I'm going to let a few more people get in here and then we'll get started. Good morning, Yvette. How are you? It's good to see you. Good morning, Florina. How are you? Florina, is the fan okay today? Hi, Yvette. How are you doing today? So we're going to let some more pop in before we get started. And as always, we'll start with our prayer list and everything else first. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, if you are here just for the podcast, you can look in the pin comment down below on the replay and it'll let you know where the actual podcast starts. Good morning, Sobe. How are you liking your new job? Yeah, so we're going to talk about something a little bit different today. Y'all know me. I do a podcast and then I start thinking about other questions that I had during the podcast and I write them down and then I go start looking at them. And, we were talking about the families last week of people that were serial killers and, stuff like that. And people who had their families taken away from them by murders and stuff and the impacts it has on them. But we didn't really discuss the impact it has on the families of the people who actually did the killings, the people who are in prison or that get the death sentence or anything like that. So we're going to be discussing that today. Good morning, E.T. Yes, God is good all day, every day. And I'm glad today is a good day for you. Okay, Sobe. Well, good luck with all that. You're going to do great. Good morning, Gary. Thank you. We definitely need them this week. Hi, David. Good morning. So if everyone will, please smash that like and share this out. I would appreciate it. I've got a big case coming up for you guys Wednesday. I've been researching it, and you can thank one of my admins, Debbie, for this one. She sent it to me, and I've been reading up on it, and I was like, wow, this is another doozy. So y'all better buckle up and be ready for Wednesday morning's live, because it's another crazy one. And we're not going to be on here too long today, and I'm not going to be able to turn my camera on today, and I'll explain why. The which normal podcasts you don't actually see the podcaster most of the time anyway, but I like to be able to have the camera on for you guys. But I have two of my nieces here and my nephew is here, and my nephew, he cannot be on social media of any kind right now. So um, there's a reason for that, and I'm going to abide by it. And I don't want him to, he's asleep right now, but I don't want him to wake up and then like come in or whatever and accidentally get caught on camera, because then I would have to take my video down. So in order to keep that from happening, I'm just going to leave the camera off and respect that he's not allowed to be on camera, especially right now. So, but so I hope you all understand that. I do not have a pimple on my nose. Unfortunately, I'm too old for all that. I never really had a problem with that, though. Hi, Ramona. How are you? Good morning, Debbie. I was just telling everybody that one of the cases you sent over to me that I'm going to be working on for Wednesday, and it's a doozy. You're very welcome, Ramona. Welcome in. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our prayer list. And as always, if you have any prayers that you need us to add to the list, we will definitely do that. You can contact me via any social media or my email, and we'll add you to the prayer list. We say the prayer list every live stream before we start the podcast itself, and that's not ever going to change. So if you have something you need prayers for, we will gladly add you. So I also want to wish Lynn from Lynn and Seth's Adventures a very happy birthday today. Lynn is a very important part of our family. Um, and I know she's really busy right now and has a lot going on in her life. And so she hasn't been able to be around as much. But she's also trying to build up her business where she refurbishes um, all kinds of stuff to make jewelry out of. And she makes wind chimes and all kinds of stuff. So I'm very proud of her, and I want to wish her a very happy birthday for today. So if y'all see Lynn around today, or if you have her on Messenger or anything else, make sure you go and wish her a very happy birthday. It's also my cousin Mark's birthday today too. We have a lot of birthdays in July. My family alone has a lot of birthdays in July. So my girls both had very good birthdays. I didn't get to spend the birthday with Victoria, but I'm going to see her Friday. She lives in a different state, and my cousin is taking us Friday to go see her. And so we'll go get to spend some birthday time with her on Friday. So, but let's start this prayer list. Please continue to keep me and Cody in your prayers. We're down to about the last set of apartments here, and no luck so far. The truck is getting absolutely too hot in it, so we've been kind of couch hopping some, and we're hoping and praying that last set of apartments comes through. There's no vacancies, and all the houses here are just way too expensive. And we're still not at our goal to get Cody into the wound care. So if anyone would like to donate to our GoFundMe or to our PayPal or Snapchat, good Lord, I always call it Snapchat, our Cash App, please do so. We would appreciate it so much. And if you can't donate, it's okay. Send prayers, and if you will, share the post out about it. Because we're still quite a bit away from the goal, and we're surviving. We're blessed. We're blessed in many other ways that we have family that cares about us, and they're here for us, and we have lots of friends and family, a lot of friends that are family, and they have definitely been there for us and helping us through this, even if it's just to listen to me whine and cry. They've been amazing about it, though. So just continue to keep us in your prayer. Cody still has very good days, but he also has very bad days, and So we're down to the last of our wound care stuff. Um, and we're hoping that we're able to get some more of it before he's able to get into wound care, because I don't want his legs getting infected before he's able to get there. So we're praying and praying hard. So also, please keep my oldest daughter Victoria in your prayers. She is 5 months sober. I'm so proud of her. She still has 7 months to go in her recovery, um, but she's doing amazing, and we are also proud of her. Please continue to keep my mom and dad in your prayers. So we were praying that the AC would get fixed in their van. Well, the prayers got answered. They got the AC fixed in their van, thank God. It's been 2 summers without an AC in their van. They also were able to get new tires put on their van. But 2 days after they had that done, the alternator and the battery went out in their van. So they were able to get a new battery, but now we're working on trying to get them the alternator. So when it rains, it pours around here, and unfortunately, it's been a twister. But continue to keep them in your prayers, because my mom and dad both are getting very frustrated, and you know, I understand it completely. Please continue to keep my Twinkie's mom and dad in your prayers, and also Twinkie and her whole entire family. Steph Layne, Debbie McWaters and her family, Melissa and Patrick. Patrick's still healing from his surgery, and I know him and Melissa both have medical problems going on right now, so keep them both in your prayers. Shayna and Danny, Kimberly Adair, please keep her in your prayers, and also keep her brother in your prayers. He's been missing for several months, and they have not been able to find him. It's very fishy circumstances, and so please continue to keep them in your prayers. My sister-in-law Savannah, and also Kimberly Lemons that comes on here. It's her mother-in-law and my sister-in-law Savannah's grandmother. Please keep her in your prayers. God knows why, and they definitely need a lot of them right now. For Everyday Treasure and his family. For Charmaine and Aaliyah. For VodkaVamp and her mom. Send them lots and lots and lots of prayers. And also the doctors who are taking care of her mom, that they need prayers too, so they can figure out what's going on. Just keep her whole entire family in your prayers. Sam's Pretty Paranormal. Jen from Eddie and Jen's vlogs and then some. Keep her in your prayers. Keep all of them in your prayers. Ghost Mafia's family and friends. Sarah Hardy. Sandra's dad, Andre. Rob and Tammy. As all of you know, Rob posted about the wreck that they had. So prayers that they're able to get another vehicle. And thank God that they all walked away from it. But they did get a little injured. So prayers for that. For a friend of ours, James, he was in a bike accident, a motorcycle accident, and he's still in the hospital. He's underwent several surgeries. So keep him in your prayers, and keep his wife and his kids in your prayers as well, please. All of our kids made it back from church camp amazingly, and they all came back. You could definitely tell that they got the Holy Spirit that week. It was amazing to see. Also prayers for Wendy's son, God knows why. And anyone else who needs to be added, anyone in here that needs prayers, we're praying for you today. Dear Heavenly Father, please hear our prayers for the sick members in our community and for all those in need. You know what those needs are. Show your mercy as you close wounds, cure illness, and make broken souls whole again. Thank you for the amazing people in this community who are constantly battling for those around them. Thank you for the people that you have put in our path. We thank you for all that you do and all that you are. In your name, amen. Amen, Gary. So I want to do kind of a shout out here to all those that have been helping us out in any way, shape, or form. The Still One, Twinkie and Slim, George, Wendy, Shawn, Joyanne, VodkaVamp, Everyday Treasure, and Sandra. Karen Wright, Cheryl with Courage, Buck and Nephew, Christy, Sherry, Teresa, Keith, Troy, Debbie McWaters, Shayna's Catopia and Roadkill Review, Mads Entertainment, Player, Batrican and Jesse, Adam, Shane, and thank you all, anyone who sends prayers and encouragement to us. We really appreciate that. And there's days that I don't think I would get out of bed if I didn't get a message from Debbie or from somebody else saying, you know, something kind or just sending something inspirational. And that definitely means the world to us. Also, a huge shout out to my mom and dad, Layne, Sky, and Danny, and Lala and Lucy, who have been an absolute amazing help. Also, my sister-in-law, Savannah, who has been a chauffeur kind of the last several days, and they've definitely been helping out a lot as well. So, I also want to give a big shout out to Shawn Kodi, who is our bi-weekly shout out winner. And Kimberly Lemons actually won that, but since she don't have a channel, she chose one of her favorite channels to shout out, and that was Shawn Kodi. So Shawn Kodi's link is down in the description below, and if one of our mods will put his link in the chat as well, he is our shout out for the rest of this week and last week. So if you haven't went to our Facebook group, Conversations with the Curious, go there, find the post that I commented on, or that I posted about it, invite 5 of your friends, and then comment done down below that post, and you will be added into the drawing. And if you do not have a channel, you can shout out your favorite channel. So it doesn't matter who they are. If you want to shout them out, you shout them out. So Kimberly Lemons chose Shawn Kodi this week. So congratulations, Shawn Kodi. I absolutely love his channel too. And it's not just because he's my brother from another mother. I love him. Thank you, E.T. and Debbie. Thank you, E.T. I try, but I'm not. Thank you, Florina. Also, if you want to help out in any other ways and you don't have any of these 3 deals down below, we use StreamYards to go live with all the time. We absolutely love it. And so if you want to use StreamYards to go live with, and even if you're under 100 subscribers and you can't go live on YouTube yet, you can use StreamYards to go live to your channel. You can have up to 6 people on your StreamYards, and you can run it through your YouTube, your Facebook, your anything. So if you want to use StreamYards like us, there's a link down below that you can get $10 off. The website itself is free to use, but if you want to have like 10 people up on your panel, or you want to show videos or pictures, or have your the duck gone, and you want to have your own private stuff up there, you can do that, but it's $25 a month. So this gives you $10 credit towards that. And if you do a $25 a month, we get credits for that too. And so we've already got several credits on there. So if we get a couple more, then we're going to be able to use the pro link as well. So if you would like to use StreamYards, grab that link below and it'll give you $10 off. Thank you, E.T. I look forward to seeing you guys too. Also, if you don't have Amazon Prime Video, we love Amazon Prime Video. And there's a lot of shows on there that we absolutely love. So if you use the link down below, you're going to get 30 days free for Amazon Prime Video to try it out, see if you like it, and then you can go forward with that. If you've ever got a sticker from us, we use a place called Sticker Mule. And Sticker Mule is probably one of the best and most affordable sticker places that you can use. So if you're looking to make stickers for your business or for your channel or for anything like that, we recommend Sticker Mule. And if you use the link down below that we have, you're going to get a $10 credit off of that as well. So any of those 3 things, if you want to use, make sure you grab the link so you at least get some sort of a discount. It does help us out too, but I'm all about getting discounts, so I'm sure everybody else is too right now. Amy, did you find the Tap Joys on the Swag Bucks Trivia app? The Tap Joys, what is that? Apparently not, because I don't know what it is. I'm not even talking. I'm just sitting here waiting on her to message back like I'm not live. Oh my lord. All right. So, uh, let me get my papers over here. We're fixing to get started. You can get lots of 1, 2, and sometimes higher cents amounts on there. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. I'll definitely check it out. All right. So, as y'all can tell by the title down below, we're going to be talking about the impacts of punishment. And this is on the families of prisoners, and the effects that it causes on their families. You know, we always are talking about the families of the victims, and sometimes we tend to forget about the families of the person who did the crime. And I was really shocked. You know, I was looking at a lot of the facts about it and the percentages and everything, and I was just like, wow, this can't be right. But yeah, it is. And it's sad that the fact of how many people are in prison that have children under a certain age. Which honestly, it shouldn't surprise me, but it still surprised me. So, my question was kind of like, what happens to the families? What happens to the children of when their parents go to prison, or what happens to the families when they find out that their loved one is a serial killer or something like that. So, hang on just a sec. Okay. So my question was that. What do you think is the main effect that these kids or family members have? So I was researching this, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and I'm not gonna lie, my real dad, he was in prison 90% of the time that he was alive. Um and it did have an impact on us, whether we thought it or not. I have a dad, my stepdad, which I don't consider him my stepdad, I consider him my dad. Um but even though we had a dad that raised us, there was always that, in the back of my head, wanting to know about my real dad. So eventually I had to track him down and go see for myself. And I mean, it was kind of sad what I found, but at least I did get to meet him before he died. But it had an impact on me that he chose the lifestyle he chose over his own kids. And so that definitely played an effect on me, even as an adult. That's very true, Debbie. They are ostracized from the neighbors and community because of the actions of their family member. It's okay, Florna. Um, he led the life that he led, and I mean I'll explain here in a minute some more about it, and you'll understand why I'm not so heartbroken. But um, like, good morning, Shawn. Like, I know there's been several crimes that have happened here in our town alone, and we live in a very small town, 3,000 and under. And what's bad is we've had multiple major um, crimes happen here. Good morning, Wendy. And if you're a member on our channel and you've watched our live streams about it, you've seen a lot of the things that have happened. And it's heartbreaking to see those family members just have to leave town. They pretty much had to pack up and leave town because of the things their family members did. And it is heartbreaking. Sorry, I'm muting for a sec. My nephew was asking me something, so hang on just one sec. Okay, sorry guys. I had to get him set up on a game real quick. See, I knew he would wake up and come in here, so I'm glad that I have my camera off. And I will explain that again to everyone that's coming in. I do have my camera off because I have my nephew here. My nieces are allowed to be on camera, but he is not, and it's for very specific reasons. So, um, yeah. So I cannot have my camera on today, and I do apologize for that, but it is what it is. I didn't want to cancel the live stream completely. But yeah, the sad fact about it is that the families didn't commit these crimes, but they're getting looked at in their towns or their communities like they did. You know, like they had some sort of control over what their family member did. And guys, Shawn Kodi right here, for anybody that doesn't know him, if you're new here, he is the one that we were talking about that has the shout out for this last 2 weeks. And if you would like to grab him up, he's right there. Debbie's also been putting his link, and so has E.T. and Florna. So, but there's also more than just that. You know, it's sad that most of them end up having to live with like grandparents or aunts and uncles. The kids get uprooted. So this is the overall list that I got, and it was 2023 when this list was made. 17% of the kids spend time in foster care. 43% came from, or this is prisoners, okay, not kids that are of prisoners. These are the actual prisoners. 17% spent time in foster care. 43% came from families that received public assistance. 19% lived in public housing. 11% were homeless. 32% had an incarcerated parent. So let me find the percentages of the kids now. Okay, so this is a deal of, this is only half the people in state prison, but you got to think there's what, let's see, what was the estimated deal? Let me find it. Hold on. There was like an estimated of like 1.6 billion people. Where is that fact at? Okay. 1.6 billion people in prison. Okay. Leaving 1.25 million children struggling to cope. So not just their family members, but 1.5 million children. So over half the people in prison, in the prison system now, have kids. It's crazy. You're welcome, Shawn. It's crazy to fathom that. You know, my real dad, my mom was pregnant with me. He went to prison when she got pregnant with me. Um, he got out of prison when I was a month old, not even a month old. Him and my mom got back together. My mom got pregnant again within that month, and he went back to prison. So me and my brother are 10 months and 10 days apart. So we're Irish twins. So he just turned 46. So me, him, and my stepsister were all the same age until I turned 47 in September. But he went back to prison. And then I went and met him when I was 34 years old. Me and Coty, and oddly enough, my sister-in-law Savannah, who is married to my brother. My brother didn't want to meet anybody. Hush your mouth, E.T. We went and met him. Hi, babe. And spent the whole entire weekend there. We were gone. We come back home for a month, went back because one of my aunts had passed away. And he introduced himself to me. That's how bad it was. He was drunk at his own sister's funeral, him and one of my aunts. And he introduced himself to me because he didn't know who I was. And I had just spent a weekend with them 3 weeks before that. So that just kind of showed what was more important to him. And then I am not cussing at people, just you, E.T. Oh, lots of prayers, Wendy. Why? What's going on with that? Lawyer is trying not to pay me for my 1980 special edition Trans Am. Did you tell the the police? But yeah, so I mean, 90% of the kids that have parents in prison, they're not probably ever going to see them again. And if they do, they're not going to see the parent that they thought they were going to. You are a person. You're a person. Don't plural it. You're plural in it. You're a person, not a people. But it's sad. So, like, that's not the only thing that happens. Like, when you're looking at financial, like, when their family goes to prison, if they had a wife and kids or they had a husband and kids, that takes income away from their family. It makes it harder for the other person to be able to work because they have kids, you know. So financially, they struggle, especially if the person that went to prison is the primary breadwinner, right? So they may lose their home, they'll fall behind on bills, they have a delay in medical care. They also may incur additional expenses to stay in contact with the incarcerated person. So, like, if they have to travel to a different prison, you know, most of them aren't going to be put in the same state where they committed their crime. They're going to go to a different state. So, you have travel expenses for visits. You have collect calls, which now they don't do that a lot. They make you put it on a phone card. Packages, or for the, what is it called when you give them money to buy stuff out of the deal? Oh, I cannot think of it. Exactly, Florna. And then, you know, there's you, which I know if they're wrongfully convicted and then they get, hang on just a second. Okay, sorry. Having kids over while you're live streaming is a chore when they're little. Um, so I know some of them that if they're wrongfully convicted, they can get like some kind of a settlement afterwards, you know. But some of them don't. Some of them are just like, oh, here, I'm so sorry, we convicted the wrong person. See ya. So, uh, well, it's canteen maybe there, but here it's called something else, but I can't remember what it's called. Police report only gave him reckless driving, and they hired a lawyer. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Wendy. Lots of prayers. So financially, it really kills the families. And unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done about it. You know, maybe they can get on financial assistance, which, you know, that's why the family or the financial assistance deal is so high right now, is because there are a lot of families that are out there struggling because of a family member that has committed crimes and went to prison. Socially, definitely. So, incarceration can affect family structures. Um, a lot of it leads to divorce. One partner, man or female. When I'm not saying that it's more men than female, because nowadays it's kind of split in half. They experience depression in their families. Their families are they're forced to face stigmas. They get stigmatized for their family's offense. Commissary, that's it, Debbie. Thank you. So they get, you know, connected to the crime even though they had nothing to do with it. Their face still is put into it. So they do get mocked or teased or bullied or just basically ran out of town. And a lot of them can't afford to do that, you know, so sometimes they have to stay there and they have to put up with it and face it, which is wrong because their families had nothing to do with it. Oh my lordy, T. Emotional, definitely emotional. So incarceration can have a profound consequence for children, including feelings of shame, weakened ties to the parent, and poor school performances. Long-term effects can include questioning parental authority, negative perceptions of the legal system, and increased dependency. So, and 9 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say it's about half, a child may follow in the footsteps of their parent, especially if they looked up to them before they went into the legal system, and before, especially if they think the police were wrong for arresting their parent or something like that. So their lives, you know, so it creates great uncertainty and stress on the family members. There are also emotions around the loss of the person from family life. So people may experience grief for the loss of the incarcerated family member. But of course, that experience is different from someone who actually died. You know, they're going to experience grief because that person is no longer there. That person they can't see every day. So it's almost like that family member has died, but yet there is an option for them to see them sometimes. However, the person that was killed, or, you know, that they did that to, that their family can't see them. So even though a lot of people think that they shouldn't grieve over it because their family member did this or that, there still is grief. There is a sense of loss from their loved one being gone. I am not going to block you, E.T. I may put you in the corner for a bit because you deserve it, but I'm not going to block you. I think there's a huge stigma on family members of convicted felons, and I have caught myself doing it as well. as I say that, I think I say this almost every week, but I did work with a serial killer. We were friends with a serial killer. And I think I, along with other people, was always wondering, like, did her family know? Like, did her husband know? We were friends with her husband too, which of course he don't live here anymore. But she did kill one of his grandparents, so I don't think he knew. Um, but like, there is a stigma, and I've even caught myself questioning that. E.T., I'm fixing to put your corner like in the basement or something. A really, really, really creepy basement with spiders and everything else. Having a parent of both parents going to jail is extremely traumatizing for children. Exactly. Because they get uprooted. And, you know, a lot of times I understand that the kid is better off. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they get put into households where, you know, you hear it all the time, these kids getting tortured and assaulted and all this from their foster parents and stuff. I don't understand what goes through a parent's mind that they think it's okay to traumatize their kids like that. How can you look into your child's eyes and say, okay, I choose drugs over you. I choose like robbing somebody and killing them over you, because you are making that choice. There's that choice you have right before you do something stupid that could ruin your entire life and your family's entire life. There's that choice that you can make. And when you choose to continue making that choice, you completely lack any love or anything for your children. Yeah, Florida, definitely. Amy left me a cup of pond water. Oh, my Lord. Who gave you water? I told him nothing. I told him you weren't allowed to have nothing. That's good, E.T. You know, and it's that's we question that a lot. You know, what goes through somebody's mind, these serial killers and everything else, what goes through their mind, and what kind of mind do they actually have? And it's not, it's like 50-50. 50% of them grew up killing animals and torturing things, and the other 50% grew up normal, you know, or as normal as you can be. Hi, Lori. Love you. Good to see you, woman. But so it's half and half. So what happens? I hate the argument you value your stuff more than another person's life. How could you? Like, I cannot look in my kid's eyes and know that I hurt them, you know? And I did. I was an alcoholic for a long time. And if you've all been here for a long time, you know that. And I very rarely ever drink. Twinkie New Year, maybe. But I haven't even done that the last 2 years. So once you realize that you're causing harm, if you choose to continue doing what is causing the harm, then you're a piece of crap. Right, Shawn? Exactly. But my thought process was, you know, we all have empathy for the victims' families, but a lot of us lack empathy for the convicted felons' families. You know, the person who actually committed the crime. And so I just started thinking about that, and I was like, that's not right. You know, a lot of these families, it shocked them just as much as it shocked us. You know, a lot of these serial killer family members, they didn't know that their family was doing that. And if they did, they don't deserve empathy. But 90% of the time, they did not know that that's what was happening. I had to give it up. Nice long stay in jail broke me and my many bad habits. Yeah. And the fact is that you learned. You learned from that. So many people are like, they just have like a revolving door in jail. You know, they come out, they do good for a couple of days, and then boom, they're right back in jail doing the same exact thing that they went to jail for the first time. And a lot of people, I can't remember what they call it, but I know I've met several people that I know personally that have said, I asked them, you know, why do you constantly go back to jail? And they said, because it's all I know. You know, they've never been out of prison long enough to try to make it on their own. They know that they're going to have structure. They're going to have a bed. They're going to have 3 meals a day. They're going to have somebody telling them what to do. So if they actually have to be out of prison, they're going to have to do these things on their own. And they don't want to do that. So as soon as they get out of jail, they commit the same crime. Then they go right back to jail. They're right back in the environment that they know. So how do you break that process? Like, it's impossible. And here we are paying for, you know, taxpayers are paying for these repeat offenders to just continuously go back to jail. What broke my heart was my mom seeing me in shackles more than once, seeing that hopeless looking at her. Right. Exactly. And I have seen that too, Wendy, so many times. And I always told my daughter, you know, well, I told both my daughters, but only one of them didn't listen to me. But I told them, if you go to jail, that's where you're going to stay, because I'm not bailing you out. You do the crime, you do the time, pretty much. And it's not that I don't love you. It's that I didn't do the crime. Why should I have to pay for it? Is exactly the way I see it. I understand you're going to be in jail. I understand you're not going to have the things that you normally would have outside of jail. But if you go to jail, it's because of something you did, not something I did. That's what they call them, lifers. Lori, thank you for saying that. Yes, I've seen several come out and do really good too. But of course, there's still that stigma of they were in prison for this, they were in prison for that. And you know, it's very hard for prisoners to get out and make a new life for themselves, because some of us don't give them the opportunity to prove that they have changed. But yeah, that's what they're called, lifers, the ones that can't live outside of prison. Well, I did prove that to my oldest, and you know, it took her years to understand that your actions have consequences, but now she knows, and she's doing something about it, and I'm so proud of her. It's very hard to know that one of your kids is in jail or rehab or something like that, but you also, to me, when your child goes to rehab, that means they want to change, you know, and they're doing something about it. And so that's why I can say I'm proud of her. But yeah, it's scary how many people just do that revolving door of back and forth, you know, just back in and out of jail. I'm in prison. Oh, Lori, I'm proud of you for that. Very proud of you for that. Thank you. I'm too pretty for jail. Oh, my Lord, E.T. You got that long beard. They probably like that. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'll get my video taken down. Can I ever see good and bad coming out in prison? I was in the ministry too. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. We need more of that. I think a lot of the reason why a lot of them change is because of the people that go and they do the prison ministry, and they help them find God, and they help them find structure, because God is structure. My long lustrous hair, oh my Lord. You're silly. Just don't drop the soap. Debbie. Oh, that's hilarious. I just, I find myself judging too much too. And I don't want to do that, especially when it comes to, and that's why I love doing these podcasts, because then I can question myself, and then I can, because I'm a thinker. I like sitting and just thinking about stuff, but I also like researching things, and I like knowing the percentages of things and everything. And so when I question stuff, I want to be able to discuss it. Well, a lot of times there's not anybody around that I could discuss it with. So y'all are my discussion group that I can discuss these things with, and, you know, work them out in my head, because I'm just a very curious person. That's why I absolutely love what we're doing now on this channel, and it definitely gets me into my head more. And if you say one word about that, ET, I'm going to come through this screen. ET, the hair down your back is that? Oh, he can braid that stuff. So how many of you like just sit and do that? That you just sit and start thinking about things, and then you're in a rabbit hole. Like, I will go hours looking through stuff. Ew, ET, that'd be like some matted up. Oh God, I can't. I can't. Never mind. Whew. Breathe. That's nasty. You just had to say that. Oh, yeah. Lori. You wash your butt. That's hilarious. One of the messages I wrote was, people love to judge. It's a favorite pastime. Yeah, people do love to judge. Um, and that's what's so sad. You definitely cannot judge a book by its cover, because doing the research that I've been researching, you know, some of these people that are serial killers, you would have never thought. I never thought, you know. Um, and if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, as far as that I worked with and was friends with a serial killer, you definitely should become a member, because you can go watch that on our members only videos. That was a very crazy, interesting time in our life. Um, but it's actually sad how many murderers we know. Huh. That kind of makes me think too. But yeah, it's just, I went down a rabbit hole of wondering what happens to the families of all these people who are incarcerated, and it made me sad when I realized it. And Friday's live stream is going to be a sad one. I really don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, because this one is heartbreaking. And I'm sure all of you are aware of this case. I'm not going to say the name just in case I don't do it. But I'm going to see if I can get through it, because I can't even watch any of the trial or any of the other stuff without crying my eyes out. So this one was very hard to research. But Wednesday we've got one that's a doozy. Yeah, it's about a kid. ET. That's why it's hard. Felons, not feelings. I know you do, Debbie, because you send me a lot of stuff, and then you send me down rabbit holes myself. Um, that's what Debbie. You know, she's an admin on this channel, and she's an absolutely amazing admin. Her and Jimmy McGinnis both are admins, and they're Debbie will research the crap out of stuff for me. All I have to say is I'm looking into this, and within an hour, I have so many different things that she sent me about that case. And she sends me other cases that she thinks I would like to do, right? And so she tells me if this stuff doesn't interest you, just let me know what other type of stuff. And I'm like, no, you are like perfect, right on. Everything you send me is perfect. And so a lot of the cases that I'm working on right now are from Debbie, and so y'all can thank her for the streams that we've been having here lately. And I'll even have like one in place for like that that Monday or that Wednesday or that Friday. And then she'll send me a case and I'll start researching and I'm like, oh no, I'm doing this one. I'm doing this one. I get so excited. And I should not get that excited about a serial killer. But it's not the fact that it's a serial killer, it's just the case is so fascinating. And so it's crazy. I like, you know, I love everything that she sends. And like Shawn just said, she doesn't just do it for me. She does it for all the channels, like so many channels. And oh, I'm sorry, I just had to pause because somebody just came in full of crap. Roberta, I'm sending you myself the perfect angle, bro. I know you're the perfect angle. You're like 90 feet tall. Yeah, but Debbie's absolutely amazing. She's a treasure on this channel. She's a treasure to me. She's become one of my best friends, and I absolutely love her to death. She takes care of us, that's for sure. But I'm only going to be on here for a few more minutes. I know it's driving these kids crazy. I'm almost at my hour. Uh, it's driving them crazy that they've had to be quiet so long. I think Maddie has went to sleep. But you're blushing now. All well, you deserve it because you're amazing. And if you didn't already know that, you know it now. We love you to death. But I do have. I'm trying to get rid of all the stuff that I had for the paranormal channel. Um, I do have a huge lot of haunted dolls for sale, and I'm going in a group. They're going to go as a lump sum, $150 for the whole set. There's, I think, 12 or 13 altogether. But we're also doing $50 for shipping because I can't afford to ship all that. So, um, if you are interested in purchasing those, let me know. If you're interested in purchasing any of the other equipment that I had posted, please let me know. I need them gone just because for my own sanity. Also because we need the money. So if you are interested in purchasing any of that stuff, please let me know. Also, you could help by donating on the GoFundMe or to our PayPal or Cash App. I almost called it Snapchat again. Um, we appreciate any donation. Every little bit helps. And hopefully soon we'll be able to get Coty into the wound care. And hopefully we get other stuff going because it's got to. It's got to. Um, but right now, like I said, we are blessed because we have family and friends here that are helping us out, you know, and we're not having to stay in the truck all the time. Um, so yeah, there's that. I have one of those, Roberta, for sale. Gary, you just told your secret to everybody. And you are definitely not new. You have been around since like the first couple of weeks we were on YouTube. So, yeah, that's about it. Make sure y'all check out Shawn Kodi's channel. He is our shout out for this 2 weeks, and then we'll be doing another one starting on Monday. So the rest of this week is still Shawn Kodi's week. He is posted on the Facebook group, and if you want to be considered for a shout out, make sure you go and share the group or invite 5 people to the group. Conversations with the Curious on Facebook, and then comment done down below the post. But we love you guys. You mean the world to us. We hope you know that, and we will see you on the next one. Love you all. Don't miss Wednesday's case. It's going to be a doozy. Love y'all. Bye.